Back to the question, what is a conference? What is it? If you want to speak, just raise your hand. Let me check raised hands. All right, people, we are 14 now, which is great. Mm-hmm. No raised hands. If you would like to write this in the chat box, it's okay. Dr. Samiha, go ahead. You can unmute and speak.
I guess conference means a gathering of people who have a common interest together. So
Wow,
there are areas of interest together. The conference is something like some speakers and some attendees sharing experiences.
excellent. Yeah, very good. Any other
Thank
ideas, guys? You're welcome. Okay. So, all right. So, yeah. So, a conference is a full day or multi day gathering of professionals, as you said, in a specific field or an area of interest. All right. It's a time to learn because presenters give presentations, workshops, and demonstrations, sometimes posters as well. It's a time to network, to talk to many people and exchange business cards. You will interact with a lot of friends in the field, like minded persons, experts, professionals, and so on. Okay. It's a wonderful experience. What are the different types of conference presentations? We will have talks, presentations, sessions. They are research based or practice based. You will have a talk or a workshop, sometimes a poster, which is 10 minutes. We'll tell you more about this after a while. And here, different activities at a conference. We can have keynote presentations where everybody is attending in just one very big hall, having the featured speaker or the very important person in the conference. These kinds of presentations are called the keynote presentations, and we will have here registration tables where you get the text, the ticket, or sign in or whatever, check in, something like that. The poster presentations where the speaker here designed a poster and talking about it in 10 minutes. You have the presentations, the sessions, whether they are talk, research based or practice based. Maybe it's a workshop, getting the trainees or attendees to perform hands-on activities on a specific area of knowledge. And here the vendor hall where the some people advertise their services or products like this. And here networking opportunities, you get acquainted with a lot of people in the field, experts, professionals, and educators. All right. Why is it important for you to present at a conference? What do you think about this? Why is it important for you to present at a conference? Why is it such a unique experience? How will you benefit and get benefited? How you benefit others and get benefited as well through presenting at a conference? How does it help you? If you would like to share, you can raise your hand. You can unmute and speak immediately. You can write in a chat box. I have no problem with that. Just share your ideas. So let me check raised hands, if any, of course. Mr. Ahmed Rashad, go ahead, unmute and speak.
Yes, hello, Miss Mara. How are you doing?
Everything is okay, thanks to Allah.
Okay, thanks for your beautiful presentation. So, I think presenting in a conference is very important for me since that will be an insightful experience that enhance my skills and give me the opportunity to meet with people who have the same interest like me. So I think it's
Yeah,
very important to me and very crucial
yeah,
to present in a conference to see the new trends in my field of
yeah.
specialization, like English teaching and methodology, English proficiency, and so on.
Wow, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
And if you look here, you will find a lot of reasons why you have to be. Just a second, let me just move on to this part because yeah, it
yeah,
sometimes freezes. All right, yeah. As you said, it's a unique experience actually. It's full of networking opportunities, and you gain professional development. and you become more confident in your public speaking skills. You're a public speaker, you have something to tell the audience and the attendees, and you're confident about the things that you are addressing others, or the pieces of information they are conveying to others. So public speaking skills, really very important point here. And if you are an expert in your classroom, for example, and you have special practices, and you have so much to share with other teachers, to tell them about an activity that you did with the students and it went well, and you want to tell them about it, how you adapted it, how you did in a special way, which went very well, and what didn't go right, and how to modify it, for example. So you go there and tell them about your experience, and you can add, and of course it adds to your CV or resume. It's wonderful to be a conference speaker. So you are someone who is knowledgeable about a specific area, and someone who is confident in public speaking. All right. So adding to your CV is one important idea here, being a conference speaker. But let's think about how to write a conference proposal in the first place, and why to write a conference proposal. For example, if we take the Nile Thistle as an example, we'll go here to the call for proposal and look at what are the requirements. Okay, I'm having it here just a second. All right. So we just get acquainted with the call for proposals, and a lot of conferences. There are a variety of local and international conferences having to do with teaching and learning English as a foreign language or as a second language. So here is the call for proposal. Already it's out, the call for proposal, Nile TESOL 2025. And let's have a look at the main theme of the conference. This is the area that the conference will be focusing on, so that when you write the proposal, it has to be related directly to the main theme or the sub themes, the sub themes of the conference. So the main theme here is, if you can see my screen, embracing change in ELTE, in English language teaching, equip and inspire. So this is the general theme. And we have sub themes here. We have to read them carefully to think about an idea that is really innovative and related to the sub themes here. Promoting a growth mindset for both learners and teachers, encouraging language practice through apps or gamification. This is a wonderful topic here in MyTESOL 2025 conference. All right. So you have to think about a topic having to do with the gamification. Maybe you tell the attendees about a specific game to do in the classroom, whether it's a talk or a workshop, to get them to try it. Learning from successful learning models, using open resources for educational purposes, reinforcing learner autonomy, how to get them to be responsible for their own learning, employing alternative assessment methods, new methods for assessing the students. All right, applying different methods, technologies to inspire other learners. You have to read these sub themes of the conference. Whatever conference you're interested in being a speaker in, you have to be aware of these, the main theme and the sub themes. And you will find here the guidelines for the proposal submission. So you have to look at the criteria here for submitting the proposal. So if you press this link, for example, let me just wait for the page to be loading. Yeah, not this one. I don't mean this one. This is how we submit our proposal back. Just a second. I want to tell you about something else. The criteria, which is also found here in this page. So after having a look at the main theme and the sub themes of the proposal required, or the conference to be a speaker in, all right, yeah, the committee here, you read these guidelines, and you have to be acquainted with the session types in the conference. We have the presentation, 30 minutes, including the Q&A, the questions and answers session at the end of your presentation. You can choose to present a workshop, 75 minutes, including the Q&A. You can design a poster session, which is only 10-minute presentation, repeated for the duration of an hour. All right. So you keep presenting the poster for 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes through 1 hour. Okay. And to help you prepare your proposal, please check the proposal evaluation rubric. If you go to this link, this is what I was talking about, the criteria that you will adhere to in writing your proposal. which I'm gonna tell you about a while after, inshallah. No worries. Just a second, I have it here. I'm downloading it. Let me show you the criteria for writing the proposal. See how many areas you have to be acquainted with before you start writing your proposal. Okay. And by the way, every single conference is having specific criteria. So not all of the conferences have the same requirements. Okay. So you have to check this specific criteria or these specific criteria for this specific or this very conference. Okay. Just different from the others. So these are the criteria of an excellent proposal, a good one, a fair one, a questionable one, a poor one. Okay, you will work on this. So please read this. You'll find it on the page, and I can share the link in the chat box if you like that. It's having to do with the Nile Tessel 2025. It is called for proposals. Let me just put it in the chat box here for you to have a look at it later on, maybe. I'm just trying to drop it in the chat box. The call for proposals in the Nile Tessel 2025. Yeah. Just assure me if you can see the link in the chat box. Do you have it? Have you got it? Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Yes. Thank Allah. All right, back to the presentation or back to the page. I'm still there. Yeah. So this link helps you to prepare your presentation according to the criteria. All right. But let's have a look at the link to submit your proposal, to have a look at the requirements and what is needed and what are the parts that you need to prepare for your proposal. So Nile Tessel 25 call for proposals. This is the link where you, or the form where you submit your proposal. If you have written that, okay, but it's important to have a look at it before we do that. So you write your email and then the full name of yours, the email address again, the country, the phone number, easy information to provide, professional affiliation. For example, I work in Al Azhar, so my affiliate is Al Azhar. Al Azhar institution is my affiliate. So I write here affiliation, I write the word Al Azhar. If you work as a teacher in the Ministry of Education, for example, you write Ministry of Education. All right, so this is your affiliation, the institution that you work for or you belong to professionally. Okay, they need a biography, something about yourself that demonstrates your proposal professional and or scholarly expertise in the topic of your presentation. So here in the Nile Tessel 2025, for example, they need a biography of yourselves made up of from 25 to 30 words only. And this is, by the way, very, very short bio. Let me show you one bio that I have written in a specific conference before as an example. I don't like to be just speaking theoretically about things because you have to be exposed to a practical example. I'll show you yeah, my bio. So this is, my name is Marwa Ali Seif. So I wrote here, Marwa Ali Seif, a teacher educator, MA holder, TV presenter, Relay Mentor 2024, and international conference speaker, is passionate about getting her community equipped with the latest trends of education. You can just write who you are exactly. Let me just show you the number of words. So if I highlight the words here and go to the word, it's a Word document. Can you see these arithmetics? Can you see these numbers? 30, 30. So they are 30 words. Okay? 30 words, right? Okay. How did I know it? I put it in a Word file to know the number of words because they require the biography to be from 25 to 30 words maximum. Okay, you cannot exceed that to be accepted, of course, by the reviewers of the conference. Okay, so this is the bio. Can you just write a bio of yourselves now in the chat box, or this would be not suitable here about yourselves. Just 30 words. If you can do that, I can give you 3 minutes to do this. Can you do that? C. Marwa Seif, teacher educator, MA holder, TV presenter, Relo mentor 2024. I wrote before, I wrote I'm a senior teacher of English in Al Azhar institution. Sometimes I wrote TEFL TESOL certified senior teacher of English with 18-year experience, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and I completed what I have or what I do to tell the others about me, the presenter. All right? Can you do that? Can you try this or let it be later on as you like? You can try it. I guess somebody is writing, Dr. Samiha is writing in the chat box. If you want to delay that to later on, it's okay. If you can do that now, it will be a good experience to practice it. I'll wait for 2 minutes and check your contribution in the chat box because I can see that one of our colleagues is writing something. So respecting the practice, that would be wonderful. I'll show you here. Teacher educator, master's holder, TV presenter, Relo mentor 2024, international conference speaker, is passionate about getting her community equipped with the latest trends of education. You are not, it's not necessary that you write this sentence. Just tell us what you have, what you do in life generally, who you are professionally and academically. Okay. Something about yourself. Let me check the chat box not to keep you longer for this. Yeah, Samiha Al Sayed, teacher educator, Relay Mentor 2021, PhD holder. Wow. Teacher trainer at PIT, committed to building a community of practice excellence. I like that. Wonderful. Dr. Samiha, excellent. That's really wow. Ahmad Rashid, senior English teacher. I work for Al Azhar. By the way, you say Ahmad Rashid works for Al Azhar. Okay? You don't say I work. You say Ahmad Rashid, senior teacher, for example, senior English teacher. This is between commas. Works for Al Azhar, or Ahmad Rashid, senior English teacher, PhD researcher, external auditor in NAQQAE, teacher educator. All of these are separated in commas. Works for Al Azhar, for example. Okay, you're welcome, Dr. Samih. All right. Okay, very good. You're doing a great job. So back to the requirements here. So in the website, you will find after the bio, they get you to choose the type of session that you will be presenting. So either you choose the presentation, which is 30 minutes, including the Q&A, or the workshop. The workshop is full of activities, like you get your attendees to practice a hands-on activity, or more than that, some activities, but they will do it hands-on, all right? Practically, I mean. So 75 minutes, including the Q&A. And by the way, they write here maximum 2 co-presenters and maximum 3 presenters. One session can be having either one presenter or 2 presenters, or maybe 3 presenters. This is maximum 3 presenters in the workshop. Okay. So you can be the only speaker in your session, or you can get co-presenters to help you or to divide parts of the presentation by you, right? The poster session, a 10-minute presentation repeated for a duration of an hour. It's a poster. You design a poster and you tell others about it. One presenter per poster. Okay? So choose from these. Is it whether it's a talk, it's a presentation, or a workshop, or a poster session, according to your preferences, of course, and the area of knowledge you are presenting. The title of your session, from 3 to 10 words maximum. How is the title? So I choose my session to be about specific area. So how to tailor the title to be adhering to this rule? Let's have a look at one that was accepted by me, was created by me and accepted in a conference. I was talking about the project. It's like a research by Dr. Helene Marshall. and it was called the SOFLA approach. Uh, it refers to the synchronous online flipped learning approach. I actually presented this session in an international conference. It was online, and of course, this proposal of mine was accepted and presented before. So I wrote this like this: exploring the synchronous online flipped learning approach. You can see the words are capitalized here. I shouldn't have capitalized the, by the way. So this is not like that. Exploring the synchronous online flipped learning approach. How many words? Let me check. So 8 words. I wrote 8 words, which adheres to the rule or the criteria for this conference. Okay, just adhere to the conference, and it's related. Of course, the title gets the audience to know what I will be talking about or my presentation will be about in the first place. All right, very good. Back to the requirements here. They need a summary after the title from 3 to 10 words. You can see that the main words are in uppercase, okay, capital letters. A summary of your session to be included in the program book for conference attendees to learn about your session from 40 to 50 words. You have to write a summary of your session. This will be included in the program book for the conference to let others know what you will be talking about in your session, what you will be doing in brief. But in this very summary, you shouldn't repeat words from the title or from the abstract that you will write later on. Okay? You shouldn't repeat words from the title or the abstract that we will be talking about later on after a while. Okay, so this is the summary of your session. It will be there in the program book for the conference, and it should be from 40 to 50 words. Let's have a look at one I wrote and this very proposal that I presented in an international conference. The session was about the SOFLA approach by Dr. Helene Marshall. It was a research-based talk presentation. So I wrote this: the use of technology, dynamic interactive learning environment, and learner engagement have become a must in our 21st century ELT world. Therefore, we need to enrich and fulfill our lives by keeping our skill set always sharp and up to date. This presentation explores, you can write this workshop, for example, if it's a workshop. This presentation explores the SOFLA project by W. Marshall. So I'm just telling the attendees why I'm doing that and what it is about, not repeating the words from the title or the abstract that I will be talking about after a while. How many words are there? Look at the word count here in the word file that I'm sharing with you. 50 words. I adhere to the rule, the word count that they require. Okay. But you have to check every conference because it varies, it differs. But generally, yeah, the summary is from 40 to 50 words. Sometimes they call the summary abstract. So sometimes they call the summary abstract, sometimes they call the abstract summary. So you have to be aware of that. Anyway, it's like this. The 50 words is a summary. Okay, back to the requirements. The abstract. What is the abstract? A session abstract that reflects the content. This is the proposal. This is the main part. It's like an article telling the reviewers or the committee what you will be doing, why the topic is important. Why do you need to present that? What you will be doing in this session, and what will the attendees leave with at the end of the session or by the end of your session? Okay, what will they benefit and what you will be doing and why you will be doing that? Why is it important to express this idea or to present this area of knowledge in your talk or presentation or workshop? Okay, so here a session abstract, and as I told you before, some conferences like the IATEFL call the abstract a summary. So don't worry about the names or titles or labels. Just be aware of what is required, how many words, what is it about, how to write it, what's the criteria. All right. A session abstract that reflects the content, the theoretical background, as well as practical implications. So here, the NIL TESOL 2025 requires that the abstract is from 200 to 250 words. Okay, some conferences require that the abstract is made up of from 250 words to 300 words. Okay, so it differs. So you have to to make sure what are the requirements by every different conference. Okay, so I will go there to this presentation of mine to tell you a little bit about the abstract and how it is tailored, how it is created or structured. Okay, because this is the main part of the proposal, the abstract. Other conferences call it summary. Whatever it is, just have a look at it and let's study it. Let me show you this. Okay. So let me just tell you that what is the purpose behind writing a proposal or the abstract? The purpose is to convince the reviewers that you would be that you should be accepted to present at their conference, but it's not a persuasive essay anyway. Okay, it's just you convince them by the content and clarity of your abstract or your proposal. The article, which is made up of from 200 words to 250, or from 250 words to 300, according to the requirements of every different or every single conference. All right. So, what is the structure of the proposal? Let me show you here. Your proposal has to be made up of three main parts, or to include three areas: the background, the rationale, the importance of the topic that you choose to present, the idea, why is it important, why do you need to present that area, the theoretical background. I mean, if there is a problem and you have to share it and provide a solution for it, and your session is about, for example, there is a need for blah 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 nowadays, so you have to mention that at the very beginning of the abstract. Okay, now I show you an example now, and then you move into the purpose of it. What is your session about, and why do you do it? Why do you present it? How does it contribute to that problem or that theoretical background in our century, for example? And what are the objectives, or how the attendees will benefit from your session, or what they will be leaving with? What are the takeaways that will resonate with them by the end of your presentation? So just keep in mind these parts. You have to include the rationale, the theoretical background, why the idea you are presenting is important. You write all this in the abstract. The abstract is the main part of the proposal, which is made up of many words, either 200, 250, or 250 to 300 words, according to the requirements of the conference. Okay, so let's have a look at one example. It's a tiny one, just to have a look at it. So these two sentences at the beginning of this part, let's read them and consider or analyze what these sentences are exactly in this abstract. Teaching English vowel sounds can be challenging for teachers of young learners. Okay, so this is like a problem or a theoretical background, right? Or the case. Only six vowels represent approximately 15 different sounds, and the phonetic symbols commonly used to represent vowel sounds can be difficult for learners. Okay, so these two sentences like present the theoretical background or the rationale or the importance of presenting the idea of teaching the sounds, and there is a problem and there is a need, specific need. Okay, and then they move on to this part, two sentences. Let's read them and consider why they are there or what they are exactly in this part. In this workshop, okay, so this presentation is going to be a workshop. Okay, in this workshop you will be introduced to, or the attendees will be introduced to, the color vowel chart, which is symbolized by CVC, or referred to by the symbol CVC, a pronunciation tool, which is, it clarifies, which is a pronunciation tool for teaching vowels without phonetic symbols, according to Tyler and Samson 1999. Okay, the CVC uses colors and keywords to represent the sounds rather than symbols. So it just gives you an idea about the purpose of this workshop, or the purpose of the presentation, the purpose of the session. Okay, what is it about? All right. At the end of it, you will find that he writes here, yeah, just a second. Yeah, this interactive workshop will provide practical ways to use the CVC in the from the kindergarten to the 12th grades classroom in order to support spoken English at the word level and phrase levels. So this is the takeaway or the importance or the what will the attendees will leave with. It's just a tiny model. It's not just 101 words, but this is not what is required in Nile TESOL. For example, you have to write an essay, okay, from three paragraphs, the introduction, having the rationale, what you will be doing, what the presentation is about, and then you dive deeper into the details, some information about the session itself. And then at the end, you will write, by the end of this presentation, the attendees will leave with blah, blah, blah. And they will benefit, learn how to use blah, 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 so and so. Okay, let's have a look at one abstract that I have written in a certain conference before, and that was accepted, and I have already presented in an international conference that was the ICC International Conference. Here is my abstract about the SOFLA approach. I wrote this: the gardener doesn't make plants grow. The job of a gardener is to create optimal conditions, right? Sir Ken Robinson. Actually, I like to utilize or make use of the quotes in my abstract to convince the reader that it's something important. This is the theoretical background. Similarly, utilizing technology, interactive learning environment, and learner engagement have become a must in our 21st century ELT world. See how I'm presenting that I'm having a reason behind introducing the topic that I will be telling them about a while after, okay, in my abstract. The perfect learning, according to Dr. Helene Marshall, 2022, is a blend of online and flipped learning. In this presentation, the speaker will engage the audience in a choral discussion about what SoftLab project is and what stages it embeds. Then the presenter, together with the participants, will dive deeply into how to foster flipped learning in online courses, thus sustaining teaching presence. This is the introductory part, having the three parts that I've talked to you about a while ago. The rationale, okay, the theoretical background, the purpose of the presentation, and what they will be receiving, or what the presenter and the attendees will be doing. Okay, we will dive deeper in the following paragraphs. Let's read it to have a full idea about it. Firstly, the acronym SOFLA refers to the synchronous مش عارفة إيه. All right, I have told them about what SOFLA is in the first place. Secondly, SOFLA is made up of 8 steps, so I kept telling them about the 8 steps of SOFLA briefly, and you will find that you will notice that I inserted here in-text citations, okay, because they tell you that, or they tell the reviewers that I'm depending on something that is solid, something scientific. I'm not tailoring something imaginary. All right. So the 8 steps are pre-works and inactivity. These are the parts of the project or the approach that I was working on and I wanted to present in this very abstract of the conference. Okay. Thirdly, the presenter will explain how the SOFLA model fosters the learners effectively. Again, what I will be doing in the session. Okay. In short, the presenter and the attendees are going to collaborate in an interactive discussion about the SOFLA framework, the 8 components, and the positive impact of the whole approach. Okay, back to the requirements of, so I have written here the abstract that reflects the content, the theoretical background, as well as practical implications. Okay, from 200 to 250 words. Okay, this is the word count that they require. Citations, if any, the references. I'm having here the references. I shared them here. If you don't have references, it's okay. It's not a must, but it's better if you just include them in the proposal. Okay, guys, just assure me you are there. Can you write in the chat box what are the 3 parts to be included in the first paragraph of, or generally in your proposal? What resonated with you from this part? Write anything that you have. Um, Mrs. Fayton raised her hand. Okay, go ahead. We haven't finished. We're still discussing. I'm just making sure that you're there. You're attentive. Mrs. Fayton, unmute and speak. Go ahead, you can share. You're raising your hand, or is it from the last activity? Okay. Sounds like you don't have anything to add. Try to write in the chat box or raise your hand to share with us something
Can
that
you
you
hear
got.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go
Okay,
ahead.
sorry. I presented three times. Every time I give the another, more than one topic. I spoke about more more three topics about the classroom management. The first one. The second, I talked about the how to teach grammar, funny grammar or gamification grammar. Okay. The third, I talked about the sorry, I'm gonna remember
No worries.
okay, gamification grammar. The reading, how to teach reading, and it was really amazing. Now I don't have any ideas, any new ideas to give them in this presentation or the next presentation. Inshallah, I don't have any ideas or any active activities or something. Can you tell me how to get these new ideas, please?
Okay.
Sorry.
I can tell you, but we will be hit by the, if anybody attending with us here from the interviewers committee, they will hit us using the stick if they do what I will be talking or telling you about after a while. Okay, just a second. I'll tell you something. Okay, no worries. Let me just read the chat box and back to your question. I'll answer it. No worries. So Dr. Samiha writes the rationale, very good, and the objectives and the purpose, excellent. Dr. Fatma asks if the meeting is recorded. Yeah, it's recorded, and I, inshallah, after the session, will be uploading it to my YouTube channel and sharing the link, inshallah, on the Facebook page or the WhatsApp groups. Okay, no worries, inshallah. Back to the question. Let's go to the robots. But back to the presentation before the robots, I'll tell you something written here. Where to get ideas for the yeah. Just a second. Let me just. Okay. All right. Ideas for the topics here. Look here at this slide. Ideas for topics. But this is not everything. I'm just telling you about something, and I will be telling you about using the robot or AI to suggest to you an idea related to the theme or the sub themes of the conference. We have a lot of suggestions, no worries. Okay. So, ideas for topics. You can share or present an activity or a project you have done in your classes if you are teachers that you think other teachers would like to try, maybe something uncommon. But if it is common, how is the way you do it differently? Maybe you do it in a different way and it worked very well and you want to tell them about it. If not, no worries. You can have in mind some warm ups, some ways of assessment or exercises that are engaging and fun, effective. You can share something you learned in the TESOL courses or the Open MOOC courses or the GOOC courses from the US Embassy, for example, that you have applied in the classroom. After learning it, you have applied it in the classroom, and you want to tell the attendees in the conference about how it worked. How did it work? What went well? What didn't go well, for example? But this is one thing in this presentation. Let me just go to the ChatGPT and back to the requirements of the conference. This conference was about a lot of themes here. Let me just go back to the call for proposal page. Yeah, let's consider the, okay, if they just know that they use the AI to suggest ideas, always be, wow. Okay, so we're having here the theme, embracing change in ELT, equip and inspire, and we're having um, sub themes. Okay, so let's choose one of these. Learning or the learning models. Reinforcement, like this one. Reinforcing, it means fostering or supporting or enhancing. Learner autonomy. Copy. Let's go to the ChatGPT. ChatGPT. I have no ideas. But by the way, if I'm caring for my professional development, I have to be attending conferences regularly. I have to be attending online webinars talking about these areas so that I get full idea about different the latest norms and trends of education. So I have a lot of ideas. Okay, but let me just ask the ChatGPT to suggest me an idea, one of the latest trends to talk about in my session. So I will tell the ChatGPT I need. I will not write that. I'll order it or prompt it directly. Suggest me, please, robot. يا جميل. Suggest me an idea for a conference that is very innovative. It has to be innovative. It has to be very new. Okay, it has to be one of the latest trends and norms because conferences focus on things that are new. Okay, not things talked about before. That's innovative, having to do with means related to, having to do with this topic. Okay, you can ask it to write you the topic, the title. You can ask it to write the abstract or the summary. But by the way, they they make sure that you are not allowed to use the AI tailored abstracts or summaries, not to be refused. Okay, so let's just so you can get it to suggest you a topic, the proposal, the whole proposal, but you can modify it, by the way, to be yours. Okay, you can get the topic, you can benefit from the abstracts, the ideas provided, but you have to submit your own work because it's your own. Okay. Yeah, I have copied the autonomy. Hmm. Let me see, just get an idea. A novel conference idea on reinforcing learner autonomy could be tech enhanced pathways to autonomy, leveraging AI and digital tools for self-directed learning in modern classroom. This conference would explore how cutting-edge AI tools, personalized learning platforms, and digital resources can empower students to take control of their learning. Sessions could include they have suggested ideas for a whole conference, not just one session, by the way. You can take one AI powered learning assistance, for example. You can gamification for autonomy. This is one idea for your session. You can use this one, building digital literacy for independent learning. You can work on it on your own, or you just seek assistance from the robot. Okay, but submit your own work. Even if you utilize the AI powered platforms like ChatGPT, Pobard, whatever, and suggesting you the ideas or writing the proposal, the getting you the references or whatever, please submit your own work because this is yours. Case studies on autonomy in hybrid classrooms. If you don't like these ones, you can ask it to suggest, no, I don't like these, just suggest me other ones. Okay? So we have a lot of suggestions here. And you have to make sure that you meet or you are aware of the deadlines. So you carefully read about the proposal requirements and you give yourselves enough time to practice and prepare. You prepare the slides, the PowerPoint presentation, and the tools. Maybe you will need audios or sheets of paper or handouts if it's a workshop. And then you are ready for presenting at the conference. You have to try reproducing the content, performing by the mirror, recording yourself, presenting the content you will be presenting in the conference, and have a look at it, how it went. Okay, to self reflect on your performance before you go. Okay, you don't memorize the areas that you have included in the PowerPoint presentation. By the way, you don't memorize anything. You just read them um, many times, many times to be familiar with the things that you will be presenting. Okay, and don't include many areas or many pieces of information in your PowerPoint presentation. We don't stuff the slides with many pieces of information. You just write hints that help you explain what you have in mind already. Okay, and you can write notes on some sheets of paper you have in the conference to help you guide you forward, for example. Okay, so let me just back to the presentation or the teams tell you. Now, do you have any questions so far? We can dive deeper into how to create a proposal together if you would like to. But it's personal, it's something personal, of course. You have to write it your own. So can you just write anything, question, for example, that you have in mind? You can unmute and speak if you would like to. Any question? Um, Dr. Samiha is raising her hand. Go ahead, unmute and speak immediately.
First, I can't thank you enough for your effort and your wonderful session.
Okay.
Your presentation, was it a workshop or a talk?
Sorry?
Hafla. Was it your presentation? Was it a talk or a workshop?
All right, mine, this one, it was a talk because I was speaking about just presenting the project, the SOFLA approach by Dr. Helene Marshall. And Dr. Helene Marshall herself was presenting that in a Nile Tassel conference, I guess. And I presented in again in ICC International Conference that was online. I wanted to tell others about the approach. I studied it. And I wanted to tell them that there's something, a new research about the synchronous online flipped learning approach and how we utilize the technology in our courses and online courses. And it was by Dr. Helene Marshall, and it was made up of 8 steps. The first one is blah blah blah. The second one, I kept explaining the approach itself, and I made it interactive. So I used quotes and pictures, and I brainstormed ideas from the audience, and then I had the Q&A session at the end of the presentation. So it was a talk. It was nothing hands-on because these weren't activities. They were just a talk, telling them about this project because it was
How
research. Yeah,
at the end of the session, you allocate time for questions.
of course. You have to
At the end,
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. 5 minutes is enough because generally or mostly they have few questions. You receive very few questions. You are in a rush and the other speaker wants to come, and everybody, it's the rooms are crowded, and you utilize the whole time. Then you have 5 minutes, everybody got the idea and they say thank you, and you get you to sign them some certificates or take pictures with you, photos with you, and
one
this is
more,
how it goes.
one more question.
Of
In
course, go
case
ahead.
you don't have a template that identifies the type of the session, but at the same time, you have to clarify the type of the session that you're gonna deliver. Where will you write? Where will you state in the summary or in the abstract the type of your session, whether it's a
Yeah.
workshop or talk?
Yeah, in this part, for example, just a second. In this part, for example, I say here many times, even in the summary or the abstract, I say it's here and here. Okay, here and there. For example, this presentation. So you can say this session, this talk, this presentation, this workshop. If it's a workshop, you'll say this workshop explores the soft law approach or provides some insights about blah blah blah. Okay, then in the abstract you say it. You say in this workshop, um, yeah, in this presentation you will write in this workshop. The speaker will get the attendees to how to practice some activities related to blah blah blah. Okay, and maybe later on, you firstly the first activity to do the attendees is blah blah blah, and then the second activity is so and so. Okay, so yeah, you state it here in the abstract and in the summary, and you state it here. You mention it in the form in the first place. Let me go back to the form where you submit your presentation. You have like multiple choice. Yeah, here, click here to submit your proposal now. Let me
Sometimes,
show you.
yeah, sometimes in the form there is no room for selecting the type.
No,
There
every
is
time you have whatever, all the conferences that I presented in, we're having this part for see presentation. You click this workshop, you click this poster session. Actually, all the conferences that I was a speaker in had this choice because you have to determine. But
yeah.
generally, you will state that if you don't determine, how come? How come you don't determine that? Or there is no multiple choice part like this? There is, because the presentation is 30 minutes. The workshop is 75 minutes here in the Nile Tessel 2025. The poster session is 10 minutes repeated on over 1 hour. Okay, so how come you will find it? Okay, if you don't find it, just state it in your present proposal. Okay, wherever you have the chance to. Oh yeah, back to this one. Let's discuss this. After the citations, if your session is having co-presenters, you are not the only person to present the session, to be speaking in the session. You have to write the data, the contact information of the speakers. So co-presenter one, the full name of co-presenter A, if you will be having two other co-presenters. So co-presenter A email address, co-presenter A country, co-presenter A phone number. If you have one to help you in the presentation, want to present with you, and then the phone number, the professional affiliation of the co-presenter, the co-presenter bio, okay, the one who will be presenting with you. If you have co-presenters, other co-presenters like co-presenter B, the speaker B, so you and speaker A and speaker B will be presenting the session. So you have to provide this information: full-time, email address, country, phone number, professional affiliation. Professional affiliation again means the where this person works, the institution where that person works, the bio, and you submit. Okay, if you're the only one to present, don't fill in these boxes or areas or fields. All right. He tells you here, if you have a co-presenter or co-presenters, fill out the following section. If you are presenting individually, ignore this section. So you don't have to fill it in the first place. Okay. So far, so good. Any questions?
Thank, thank you very much. Can't really
You're,
thank you enough.
you're welcome. For more information, you can surf the internet or watch videos on the YouTube having practical explanations and illustrations like these. And you'll find better, by the way. Okay. Um, Dr. Asma, go ahead. Thank you, Dr. Samiha. Thank you, Dr.
Hello,
Hiba.
Dr.
Thank
Marwa.
you.
Hello,
Yeah,
everybody.
hi. 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 It's a pleasure having you.
Actually, I totally appreciate your wonderful session and your presentation is very beneficial.
Thank
So,
you.
my question is about the third type because for me, personally speaking, I know about the workshop and presentation, but really, I'd like to inquire about the third
Start.
type, the poster. Yes, the poster talk, and I didn't really also attend poster talk or poster presentation about with any of the presenters. Can you give us more details if you would like to shed the
Yeah.
light on something like that?
Okay.
Yes, that would
Actually,
be
I have.
beautiful.
Okay. Of course, no worries. Okay, I have never attended the poster presentations. I have never presented poster presentation or designed one. All I know is 10 minutes repeated over the period of 1 hour. But it's the poster having some colorful items, pictures to clarify the ideas, and you're speaking about one idea related to the again the theme or the sub theme of the conference, and it's short. So you just write some not whole paragraphs in the poster, just hints about it, and you keep illustrating the idea to the attendees, people who come to have a look at the poster. But I cannot tell you specifically how to design it or what are some examples of it. So we can all surf the internet or even prepare one session for that specific. Actually, I'm already preparing a session specifically for writing or tailoring a workshop. Maybe after preparing the workshop session, I can prepare how to tailor or create a poster presentation in a conference so that we can learn together and maybe we can present that in one conference later on, inshallah. We all. Okay, so we came here to
Together,
share ideas.
inshallah.
Yes, of course. So we can do that. We can prepare that and study it together and share our what we have together in one
You
session. No
know, the
worries.
difficulty, I totally appreciate your answer, but what made me inquire is that the difficulty is is in short is in its very limited time, and
Yes.
you have different ideas in one poster, only maybe one slide to talk about. And I think this is more focused.
No, it's
It
similar
needs a
to
lot of
the
effort. Yes.
it's similar to the advertisements. But it's not an
Mhm.
advertisement. It's not an advertisement. No, but it's not a
It has a
commercial.
lot
But
of ideas, but in short, you will not go, you are not going to discuss, to mention more details, to ask.
yes,
It is just about in 10 minutes, you have to um, cover many ideas
yeah.
and yes, and wrap
It
them
reminds
in
me,
the time.
actually, this poster, I'm not sure about it, of course, but this poster presentation reminds me about the presentation, the gallery walk that we had when we were having the course, the mentorship in the American Embassy, at the sorry, at the university, the American University in Cairo.
Yes.
We had this. We had to have this reflection poster on our experience in the course what we got from the course, and we had to present it in 5 minutes. So we kept repeating the 5 minutes to everybody who came to have a look at our takeaways from the course. And we had this colorful pattern on the poster. So we were like this actually. I remember, I think that this experience is similar. Again, we can prepare a session. I can prepare that. I can work on this and give you like prepare some examples from the internet, poster presentations, even some YouTube videos illustrating that, and we can make use of it and come here to share our findings together. Okay, no worries, we can do that. But since we
Thank
are
you,
not
Dr. Mo.
experts, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes,
It's just
thank
nothing.
you
Okay.
so much.
So, guys, I hope you find it beneficial. I hope you get the best out of this session. If you have anything to inquire about or some questions, even you want to share some takeaways from your own experience or from the others, or from here, you can do that. Whatever you would like to share, just go ahead and share. Can we have the document of the proposal? Of course, you can, Miss Basma. You can do it, of course. I can share it on the WhatsApp group or upload it to the drive and share the link on my Facebook page. Are you on my Facebook page in the first place, or you are on the WhatsApp group? As you like, I can share it anywhere. No problem with that. I will share it anywhere as you like. No problem because I've already shared that here. So I have no problem with it. Miss Monacan is putting me a heart. I like you. Allah. All right. Dr. Samiha is writing something in the chat box. We have already finished our presentation. Just feel free to drop your queries or comments in the chat box. Okay? Feel free to reflect on the experience. If you would like that, you suggest an idea for improving the way I present the session for next time, it's okay because I'm presenting a series of webinars. It's not just this one. Every time I'll be presenting something. So, all right, my colleague says, great job. Thanks. I thank you. Thanks for your effort. I liked how practical you are. Okay. Thank you. You're most welcome. It's just nothing. And Mrs. Hiba is writing something as well. I'm just waiting for your contributions. Feel free to drop any comment or query in the chat box. And after we read all of these, we can say good night until we meet again, inshallah. I'm just waiting for that. Okay, I can see many likes. Good job, Miss Mona Subki. Oh my God, it's a great pleasure and honor having you here. Can you share the like to your WhatsApp group? The link to my WhatsApp group. Guys, do you have the link to my WhatsApp group? I don't know if I can share it here because I'm not loading the WhatsApp to my laptop now, and it will take a lot of time to do that. The link to my, okay, I can write to you my WhatsApp number in the chat box here, and then you send me a message, and I send you the link to the WhatsApp group. Okay, the WhatsApp group is Fluent with Marwa. We have a lot of things to do there. Sometimes we do the shadowing technique together to improve our accent. Sometimes we share links of webinars. So my number is 0100 823 4 9 1 9. I'm speaking in Arabic because this is just a number. All right. Tell me if you have it. Thank you, Dr. Himmat. It's the honor is mine and the pleasure is all mine. Oh, brilliant as you ever. Thank you. Have you got my number, my WhatsApp number? 0100 Just send me a WhatsApp message so that I can send you the link to my WhatsApp group, okay, and my Facebook page as well, so that you are part of my community of practice. All right, so that we share knowledge together. First time to attend a session about a conference proposal. It's really beneficial. Thank you. Thanks, dear. You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. That's the end of my presentation today. Till we meet again next time, inshallah. Take care and good night. Let me just stop the recording. All right. Take care. You can leave now. You're welcome. Good night.